Hey guys, Micah here with Slickback Fishing out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Um, I hear a lot of times about people that just put their boats up for the wintertime and they just don't go back out there. I disagree with that 100%. Reason being is I catch more fish this time of year than any other time of year. They can be caught and they are hungry, believe it or not. So I'm going to cover a couple things on what I do in the wintertime. And some of the stuff's going to really shock you because we're talking about the cheapest stuff that you can fish with, and anybody can do it. Kids, adults, whoever. If you want to catch some fish, this is how you do it. So let's just get down to it. So tomorrow is a tournament day, and of course I'm going to be throwing the Slickback Hammer Slammer, which if you don't know what that is, it's this right here. This is something that I make. It's a very unique jig, meaning that it's black and blue, but it also has some olive in it, and it's very durable. It's all tied. So pair that with a Gamakatsu hook, it's unbeatable. You can drag it through hell and back, and it's still going to stay together. There's something about that olive in that jig that just makes the fish go crazy. So I'm going to throw that under docks. I'm going to throw it in brush piles. I'm going to drag it whenever I see a possibility to do so. And if I can be in 20 foot of water or more when I do it, even better. That's how you get the big fish, the big territorial fish. And there is a difference between big fish and little fish. But the thing that I fall on the most, and this is all times of year, is a Ned rig. If you don't know what a Ned rig is, it's very simple. So this is a Ned rig hook. It's typically 1/4 ounce or less. Has a little barb on the end to hold your bait. I have found that over the years, if I had nothing else to pick from in my box, that's what I'd pick. And the reason I would do it, one, it's cheap. You can lose 100 of these things and it's not going to hurt your bank or your wallet that much. The other thing is it's so stupid effective. So stupid effective. And let me tell you about where we're at. We're in Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is the bass fishing mecca of the world. There's all kinds of lakes here, and they're highly pressured all the time. 100% all the time. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. This sucker is the juice. So I'm going to tell you about what I do with this thing. So it's very simple how I rig this. In all times of the year you can use this thing. I mean, I fish it in the summertime and they eat it up too. So in the wintertime, this is how I do it. I'm going to vertical jig it. And how I do that is basically I take a Zoom trick worm or fluke with the tail on it. I don't know what it's called. But you take it and you just cut the tail end off. Okay, so you're just left with this little tail, and it's green pumpkin. It's got some flake in it. You thread it on there. You want to make sure that the tail is flat to the jig, and you're just going to thread it up on there. This is what you get. Okay, so what you're going to do with this is you're just going to drop it down to the bottom, 25 foot of water, preferably in a ditch, on a bridge piling, dock piling. It does not matter. Just something's got to be there. Brush piles too. You're going to drop it down. You can let it hit the bottom if you don't have electronics, and put it up 2 feet and let it sit there. About 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then you're just going to twitch it. You usually get a hit. It's so simple, it's stupid. If they're not biting this one, clip the tail off. I mean, they're just looking for something really easy to eat, and that's it. And you can literally sit there in one spot on one ditch and find a school of bass and literally catch 20 of them in a short period of time. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, I like to catch fish. That's plain and simple. You get big ones every now and then. You get a lot of little ones. But if you need a morale boost in the wintertime, right there. The other fallback is this winter especially has been up and down heat. So, it's 65 degrees one day, the next day it's 30, and it goes back and forth in Arkansas. We don't ever know what the weather's going to be. It's raining out there right now. I mean, it was 40 yesterday. It's 65 degrees and raining today. The other fallback is this. It's a meathead Zoom worm. I don't know why this thing works. Shouldn't. I mean, it is what it is. Green pumpkin, clear water. Pumpkin seed, really clear water. Sapphire blue, dirty water. And it's really simple. You just put the hook through the middle of the worm on a drop shot. You put it about 18 inches, 2 feet up. You throw it out there and you let it set. If you don't get a bite, drag it slowly in. Just raise your rod tip 5 feet, 10 feet, whatever you want to do, and let it sit. And just keep doing that. Some fish want to chase stuff. I don't know why. But what I have seen this year, especially, is I'll catch a bass with a massive black-looking crawdad in its mouth. Slickback hammer slammer. But they still eat this. I don't know why that is. I don't make these. I don't sell these. I don't endorse these, but they work. Zoom, feel free to send me some stuff. But if y'all are not throwing this kind of stuff, I mean, this is it. This is literally it. I don't like throwing crankbaits in the wintertime. My arm gets tired. I have arthritis probably setting in. I don't want to do it. This stuff is easy. It's so cheap, and anybody can do it. And it's very simple how you fish both of these rigs is you just take 10 to 15 pound braid, doesn't matter who makes it, white preferably because you can see any little twitch, and you put a FG knot with the 4-foot leader on it, and you tie it straight to it. I like Seagar 8-pound fluorocarbon because it's extremely strong. It's also extremely expensive. That's why I use an FG knot. I'm not rich. Anybody can do this. But I only use 4-foot sections at a time in 300 yards. It takes a very long time to go through 4 feet at a time, especially with an FG knot, because that sucker ain't breaking. So these are some of the tricks that I use in the wintertime. Try it. If you have electronics, you're at that much more of an advantage to what's going on, but you need to try it. I mean, you catch everything from little bass, big bass. You'll catch perch every now and then, and surprisingly, you catch a lot of big crappie. Don't know why, but they like that thing too. And as far as the variation, if they're not biting this, which they will, some lakes are weird and they want this. This is a classic style Demiki rig. Okay, these suckers are hard to find and they're expensive, and I have them, but you don't really need them. Just use a crappie jig head, a round jig head, and use one of these Zoom flukes on here. Again, I just like the Zoom stuff. I'm sorry to whoever doesn't, but use this stuff. Again, anybody can do it. Get out there and fish, y'all. Slickback fishing. Check it out. Y'all have a good day.